anyway, all that to say, I feel like stress impacts all of us terribly. And I feel like humans, and I've been guilty of this, I'm pretty quick to see when my dog doesn't like something, or any dog for that matter. I'll walk by and I'll see a dog. I'll see a human trying to approach a dog. And I'm like, that dog doesn't like that, and it's not any specific behavior. I'm just vibing that the dog does not like that. And I see this often with really stressed out humans and their dogs, or they're like putting their stress on their dog. I know petting your dog can be very therapeutic, but sometimes if I'm really wigged out and my nervous system's shaky, I don't get near my dogs because I don't want to put it on them. I'm like, I don't want to transfer this onto my dog. And I saw this when I was in naturopathic school, we had the bookstore, the lady who ran the bookstore had a therapy dog, a beautiful dog. She brought this dog in every single day. And all of us stressed out medical students would go sit with the dog and pet the dog. And then the dog suddenly died. And I was like, I think all the students' stress killed that poor dog. I think we just put so much upon this poor dog. And I wonder if humans were to better mitigate their stress, if we wouldn't see more health and vitality in our pets. I don't know. I'm just kind of brainstorming here, but what are your thoughts around this?
Absolutely. Like I said, if you go to the Heart Math Institute, there is some really great information about how we share our world with other people. Like our heart vibration goes out 6 to 8 feet from our body. And it's kind of like, be careful who your friends are,
Yeah.
because people who stress you out are literally stressing you out with their resonance. And so our dogs are our mirrors. Our dogs share all of our stress. And the interesting thing is that they smell it. And it's kind of like horses. Horses can smell fear a mile away, and so can dogs. And your dogs know when you're in fight or flight. One of the biggest sources of switching yourself into sympathetic, which is your fight or flight mechanism, the sympathetic nervous system, is your phone. All those beeps, whistles, email noises, everything, social media, they have proven when someone is on social media and scrolling, you are actually in a fight or flight state. Your body doesn't know the difference, just like your body doesn't know the difference of what TV program you're using. Like if you're watching a very violent show, you are in fight or flight. It
Mm-hmm.
may feel good to you because you're building up adrenaline, but the problem is your body doesn't know the difference. And your dog can smell that. And you'll see some dogs will go over to owners trying to comfort them.
Yep.
A lot of people share anxiety with their pets. I have a lot of clients that share the exact same diseases with their animals. Um, it's interesting because I don't think a lot of people want to take that on and understand that, yes, your inability to deal with stress is also affecting your dog. And it's not just like, you know, it's not just woo woo anymore. There are scientific studies that are hardcore and accurate on, hey, I really think that this is a thing because our heart energy depicts the rest of our entire health. There was this wonderful herbalist who recently passed away. His name's Doc Stephen Buhner. And Stephen Buhner wrote how and studied how if you balance out the cardiac muscle and the heart energy, the rest of the body falls into place. And that really makes sense because of the fact of its interaction with the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic is your rest and relax. And when you're in sympathetic excess, or your dog, they can't detoxify well. They can't digest anything. You get gastrointestinal upset. Their pancreas enzymes wane. Their spleen is affected, and the spleen is a huge part of the immune system. The thalamus gets weaker. These are all things that because when you're in fight or flight, everything goes to the musculature and the cardiac system, and it overburdens it and it puts pressure on it. And it's meant to be really quick. But now with stress and all of these different electronics and people keeping track of everything now, like now we have Aura rings and we have, iPhone watches, and everything is putting you on alert. And we're not meant for that. And
Yeah.
also, like, literally the news cycle. We're not meant to take on the world's entire problems right now. Our bodies aren't meant for it. We really need to focus. And the interesting thing is it's new science and it's old. There was a lovely Native American healer named Tismal Crow, and he said that we believe that the domestic animals were sent here to accept the diseases of humans and to show them how to heal themselves.
Oh,
And that was a long time ago. And I truly believe that. I truly, I'm a traditional herbalist and I love science, but I'm also very traditional and anecdotal and in the field medicine. And one of my goals as a human in my profession is to bring true integrative medicine into veterinary practices where vets are learning about herbs according to plant language and then pharmaceuticals according to pharmaceutical language, which a lot of herbs now are just used according to pharmaceutical principles
mm-hmm.
when they actually have their own language. And herbs work on the entire being, and that equals that mind, body, spirit. And a lot of people can't have a hard time accepting mind, body, spirit. But I mean, for me, it's a factual kind of foundation in which to work on ourselves and our dogs because we're emotional beings. I mean, it's kind of like how flower essences work, which have been around for a very long time. And they work slowly and on the emotional being because that emotional psychosomatic effect that our emotions have on our physical being is scientifically documented and anecdotally documented every single day. And to boil it down, a lot of us need to get our shit together.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Amen. You're in the right podcast to say that.
in getting and having a plan instead of reacting.
Yes.
Working from a preventative mindset instead of working from let's wait till it happens and then freak out and then make all our choices from a place of fear.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's funny that you mentioned the flower essences. I use a company that my friend Katie has started called Lotus Way, and they smell lovely, but she really is just hiding the flower essence magic inside the nicely scented, spray. And I spray myself down every day and I spray my dogs down every day. And both of them now, even the puppy, they both just they just lift their heads up and they let me, they let me give them. But flower essences is another lovely thing to add to the water that I've used for decades, for my dogs and especially for stress because you're so right. I mean, when I was stressed out of my mind going to two medical schools at the same time, my dogs really took the brunt of that for sure. As far as like their health, I could see it was not, I mean, there was like a neurosis developing in one of them in particular. And I was like, man, this is my doing. My energy is directly impacting them. My daughter has a little pug. He's so cute. He's a little pug Chihuahua mix, and a Schipperke. He's a cute little black, funny little thing. And he has ulcerative colitis and it acts up every time her life goes sideways. Every time she's really stressed out, that dog's ulcerative colitis goes into full effect. And I always have to remind her, I'm like, you need to step back and where's your energy? Where's your energy at? How are you feeling? What can we do to help you and support you so that poor little Buddha can not take it all on?